Hello to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. For those who don't know where I am, I'm up here at Bilpin on an apple farm, an apple orchard, where you can come and pick apples from the trees. As you can see, the trees are fully laden with bright red, ripe apples. So I just can't wait to come through here and fill my buckets with apples, and I look forward to coming here one day with my granddaughters, coming back again and just having some fun. So what I'm going to do today is go on a bit of a walk and talk, check out these apples, and go through a book summary. And today's book summary is entitled Win or Learn by an author known as John Kavenagh. And this book is basically looking and examining the life of a coach and of a world champion. John Kavenagh is McGregor's mentor, the MMA fighter. So what we're going to do is learn some of the things that helped make McGregor a world champion and a leader in his field. So the author kicks off the book with a powerful point where he suggests that winning and losing are two sides of the same coin. And the important thing for each and every one of us is to focus on a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset. So this book is all about looking at what makes a person tick and how important it is to have a growth mindset as opposed to having a fixed mindset. So as we said, John Kavenagh was a coach and a mentor to McGregor, and he showed and he learned the importance of showing up every day. So a key message in this book is that we need to show up every day, give it your best, and learn from both your positive and your negative experiences and circumstances. And what you'll do and what will happen is that you will evolve and develop as a person. And it's not about winning. It's not about being a world champion, but it's about becoming that person, becoming that special person as part of the path and the journey that you take. So we'll just go down a little bit further because there are some persimmons on the right. So we've got apples and persimmons on this in this orchard. So what I might do is I might go and check out the persimmons first. But as you can see, these apples are just chock-a-block. These trees are chock-a-block laden with apples. And here we have the persimmon trees. So I might take a bit of a detour here and check out the persimmons just for now, and see what we can learn, see what we can see. As you can see, they're quite popular here with people. So I might take one of these paths and go as far down as possible. And I can see that the ground is wet. But look at these persimmons. Look how beautiful they are. Look how plentiful they are. Look how bountiful this crop is. It's just absolutely magnificent. So let's go a little bit further down and talk a little bit more about this book today. So this book, as we said, talks about mindset and having the right mindset in order to achieve greatness. So, and we said that there are two types of mindset. So John Kavenagh, the coach, said, the mentor, said that there are two types of mindset. We've got the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. So let's focus on the growth mindset. And the growth mindset allows you to view failure as a chance to learn. It's not the end, but a bend in the road. A failure is a stepping stone to success. If you understand the power of productive failure, using failure to learn as opposed to using failure to destroy you. So as we said before, the opposite side of the coin is the fixed mindset, where people get stuck in a comfort zone. People who exhibit a fixed mindset, according to John Kavenagh, are the ones who just want to be comfortable all the time, don't want to be disrupted, don't want to feel uncomfortable, don't want to try something new, but just want to continue to do the things that they find easy. But according to John Kavenagh, is that if you have this mindset and you express the attributes of a fixed mindset and you don't push yourself, then guess what? Your tree will not get laden with fruit because you become lazy and you don't really aspire to much or grow to be anything which is worthwhile in the end. So it's all about getting out of your comfort zone. It's all about learning to live by leaning just outside your comfort zone. Because people with a fixed mindset, according to the author, are most unlikely to take risks, are most unlikely to experiment, to try different things, and hence are going to be limited in what they learn and how they express themselves and how they live their lives. So you need to be in a position, as we said before, to be hard-nosed with your goals, hard-nosed with your dreams, to try and achieve big things and massive things, but to be flexible in your approach. Check out the fruit on this one here. Just absolutely unbelievable. Let me get in nice and close. Look at these persimmons. They're just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. There's something about being in nature, something empowering, something beautiful. Now you just come out here and you just feel fantastic. Anyway, I've never tried a persimmon, to tell you the truth. What I might do is pick a couple and take them home and give them a try, because they just look like yellow tomatoes, to tell you the truth. But they must be something special, because I know that the Asian people highly regard persimmons, and it must be a reason for it. They must have some health attributes as well. So getting back to this book summary again, the author touches on a few important topics, and he says that if you've got a fixed mindset, then chances are that you're unlikely to experiment and to want to do everything different, and that you're basically a cautious person and take safety first when you're making your decisions. And by being like that, you're limiting yourself and you're limiting other people around you, because you're also being a policeman or a police person for them, and a killjoy. How many times are we surrounded by friends, relatives who are very, very cautious? Don't do this, don't do that, don't buy a house, don't invest in the share market. And what it actually does is it turns people into junkies. It turns people into people who just don't want to have a crack, don't want to have a chance, and they just give up on life. So it's important to try and balance risks and safety with the opportunity to grow and develop and to do things which are really, really cool and really special and will allow you to fully express who you are and become the best version of yourself. Just like these trees here have become the best versions of themselves and express God's beauty, God's creation. So the author here goes on to say that opportunity comes at a cost. It comes at a cost of relationships. It comes at a cost of comfort. It comes at a cost of, using your time and missing out on other things. But to become a champion like McGregor, you need to be 100% mentally ready. You need to consistently work hard and prop each other up. And I was quite surprised to hear that Conor McGregor lived off his wife's earnings and social security. He's very, very wealthy and very, very powerful these days. But at some point in time, he didn't have the gifts of fortune. He didn't have all the trappings of success. He lived off his wife's earnings, which is quite amazing, to give up, his manhood, to live off his wife's earnings and social security. But this is where Kavanagh, the coach, the mentor, says, and he talks to us about a concept which is interesting. He calls it the Goldfish Effect. And he says that people grow to fit into the environment or tank that surrounds them. If you're surrounded by limitation, if you've got people, parents, friends, family, bosses who are micromanaging you and making your fish tank limited and small, then that's going to impact your ability to grow, express, and develop. It's a real powerful thing to think about, the goldfish effect. I've never really heard of that before, but it makes sense that goldfish will grow in size depending on how big the tank is that surrounds them. And similarly, as humans, now you can grow or you can be a bonsai version. People keep on pruning and clipping your roots. You may not get a chance to grow and become the king size, the top shelf version of who you were meant to be. So the call to action from this author is that you need to think big, and you'll need to meet that self-image, as you can never overperform, you can never outperform or underperform your self-image. So what the author here is saying, the important thing for each person is to think big and to understand that the image, the self-image that you have of yourself will ultimately impact who you grow into. You can be a pygmy or you can be a giant. It all depends, according to this author, of your self-image. And we can help people, we can help our children generate and develop a fantastic self-image by talking to them in a way which is productive, by talking to them in a way which enables them to see their greatness and to be able to visualize the opportunity in the world, and to know that most people will overestimate what they can do within a year of their life, but they will totally underestimate what they can achieve in 10 years. So the message, once again, I reiterate the message that comes from this author, John Kavenagh, based on his experiences with Conor McGregor and other champions, is that there is a thing called the Goldfish Effect, and you can only grow, you can only achieve the greatness in terms of how you surround yourself with your self-image. If you have a limited self-image, you're going to have a limited growth, you're going to have limited success. Because as we said, you can't outperform and you can't underperform your self-image. So it's critical to understand that we need to think in a way that's going to empower us and to serve us and to make us bigger and stronger. So the next point that the author talks about is the importance of loving what you do, because it's through the love of what you do that you get to enjoy and you get to become successful. Because if you love what you do, you will do more of it, and you will do more with it. So I've just come across here to the apple section, and as you can see, the trees here are fully laden with these beautiful apples. Look at these ones here. Just wonderful, just apples upon apples. Just love it. As I said, it's so beautiful being in nature. And part of the deal here is you can eat an apple. You can pick apples. I've got the bucket. So you can see I've got the bucket there. About 5 kilos of apples per bucket. You can pick apples. You can eat a couple of apples along the way. And it's just absolutely fantastic. So you've got to love what you do, is the message that comes from the author. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick some small apples so I can have them during the week, and I'll take some to work. Because you need to enjoy the journey and be content. You need to live and express your calling, and don't give in and don't give up, is what the author is saying. It's all pretty basic, it's all pretty logical, but you will be surprised at how many people think poorly of themselves or look down upon themselves and don't think productively and purposefully about their lives. So it just goes to show that, and I was surprised to hear that Conor McGregor lived off his wife's paltry earnings and her social security before he became a superstar. So he gave up a lot in his life, just like most champions give up a lot. But the point that you need to make is that you need to have a crack at life, you need to think big, and you need to burn your boats. And burning your boats means that you need to not give yourself an option B or an option out or an out clause. When you try and do something, when you commence something, stick to it, burn your boats, knowing that you need to succeed in order to continue and to get out of jail, so to speak. So I think I'll leave it there. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5 a.m. Club, where I've come to this apple orchard, this wonderful, wonderful apple orchard here at Bilpin. And it's the time of the year where apples are in full season. The apples here are pink ladies. They're my favourite. They're my granddaughter's favourites. And as you can see, the trees are fully laden with these trees. I guess the rain that we've had over the past couple of years, has made it perfect, made the conditions perfect for growth. And I recommend anybody wanting to bring their children, their grandchildren, friends, families for a day's outing. This place is only about an hour's drive from Sydney, and you can come here, and as I can show you here, there are plenty and plenty of apples. I remember coming here last year with my granddaughter midweek, and I'd promised her that we're going to go apple picking, and we got here and this place was closed. So I was in a quandary. What do I do? Because I'd talked it up. I spoke to my granddaughter. She saw the apples on the apple tree from up at the road there, and yet the place was closed. So I made an executive decision, rightly or wrongly, to drive in, open the gate, drive in. I put $5 down at the front table there and came in and picked apples with my granddaughter. We had the time of our lives, of course, but it just goes to show you need to pick the right day to come here to make sure it's open, and there are apples aplenty. And this will be like this for the next month, I reckon. There are just so many apples here, so much opportunity. Anyway, take care. Yasas. I look forward to coming to you again from a different place with a different message of empowerment, and to express Jim's 5am Club and allow you to come on a vicarious journey with me, where we can showcase and highlight the beauty of this country that we live in and overlay it with a message of empowerment and help us get through the day, learning something new and seeing something different. Take care, everybody. Yasas, and we'll talk again. Bye for now.